Okay, I am live. Wow, this is great. Okay, well, so hi everyone. This is Maria Banga, founder of the association Hope for the Abuse and the Battered. It's been a minute since I did a live video. And as I said, this year I'm going to be basically hosting founders of movements and other associations. Let's just keep talking about our experiences with all the work we do. And today I'm super, super, super excited to be hosting a founder from whom I also get my zeal and everything. So I'm not going to beat about the bush and be so ethically and professionally correct. I'm so look, I have to wear my grandma on me to say, Grandma, please just keep me grounded. Let me not blow over the roof. Right. So she is the founder of Globuntu books, Follow Me to Africa, so many things. But she is my first boss. She is my cousin. She is my mentor. She is well, I'm going to honestly bring her in and I'm going to do a 2 minute skit, and then she's going to start talking to us because she's organizing this amazing event called in celebration of the African Parents Day. She's in this beautiful country called South Tome and Principe. I don't know how I will land in South Tome and Principe. And she has just so much to share with us. She's a very busy person, and after a full day, we all have things to do. I have to go and cook after this, so we might be on for like 30 to 45 minutes. Without further ado, this is my guest, my other parent, my big sister, my first boss. Oh my goodness.
Good
I
one,
finally I finally have the opportunity to host you. Could I ever
right?
believe that one day I would do this?
And look at
Eh?
how royal you're looking today. Look at that head wrap. Just look at you.
I learned it from you. I learned how to do head wrap from you. There was a time when you used to do a lot of head wraps. You remember that
Yes,
time?
there was a time. Yes.
Good evening, grandson. Let me just keep this organic. I don't know how to be so professional. You know me. So I'm not going to pretend this today. And that's
No,
why
just
I'm doing it from the house. And I want, if the children are passing, grandma is passing anything, we're at home.
that's right. Good evening, Maître. You are amazing. Thank you for having me, and thank you for joining us to celebrate the African Parents Day. Yes, so I'm happy to be here. Tell me, how may I serve?
Now, let me do my 2 minutes thing. I had written a poem, but I've forgotten it. It has just gone off now. So God help me. But the first thing I can remember vividly about you and that stayed in my heart. And let me tell you today, if I've never told you, I was in class 1 and you were in class 7. And I think I had been playing under the tap and I had dirtied myself and something. And then they caught you. And you came and took me, like pulling me by the hand to go and clean me up at the toilet behind there in Bepanda. And I was just dreading that you were going to trash me and stuff. And maybe you did, but you were talking to me while doing that. And I was like, I'm not used to people talking to me when they're beating me or correcting me or something like that. And I don't remember the words you said, but the way you were talking to me, you probably said something like, you know that when you go home, if you go home looking like this or something like that, and then you don't have to do like this because something, but that stayed with me. And that was something I said one day I was going to tell you. We have a long history, but that one particular incident stayed with me because I was this child who was so hyper, I know, and I'm still am. So it just endeared me to you. So if you don't remember, if you don't know why I am so endeared to you, just know that it is because in primary school, I was like, who can talk to me when I have a big sister in this school?
I have my own memory of you, which is a different one. I have many. You remember when I used to plait your hair? But there is one particular one when you when when you took my, was it my granite sweet in Dido?
Yes.
Somewhere the granite sweet, you went and took it and you ate. And then I call you and say, Ayo, where's my granite sweet? Where do you eat my granite sweet? And then you run to daddy. I said, Daddy, please stay at check not to put a granite sweet where my eyes will see, because when my eyes see, my mouth wants to eat. And when my mouth wants to eat, I just take it and I eat it. That's what happened. And now she's angry at me. And I was like, look at this kid. Why does she know how to connect all these dots and to, kind of just put it in a way where she gets away with it, And what happened? Dad just sat there and was just laughing. He was just laughing. And then he said, Ache, don't put your granite sweet where Ayo's eyes will see and her mouth will want to eat and her hands will pick it up.
Oh, my followers are going to hear this and they'll be like, Mark, you come a long way. Oh, my goodness. One thing about the hair plaiting thing I remember is I wish you would not plait my hair, because you would do it twice a week on Wednesday and Sunday, and you do it so well. So by the time you are losing it on Wednesday, it is still good. And I'm like, oh my goodness. But what are those moments today? When can I sit down and in short, I don't
Those are the
even keep
moments those moments that lead up to the parents that we are today.
Yeah.
And that comes from the stem where the roots that we have. And that one root starts with grandma, It goes to the woman who gave birth to me. And it goes to this one incredible woman who raised me up and made me who I am today. Without her, I don't know who I would be. I'd probably be in the village and have 200 children and, kind of carrying my basket on my back. I don't know who I would be. But she gave it all to me at a time when it was very difficult for her. And so I'm forever grateful to her. And so you and I, we have the same upbringing. And that upbringing is the one that leads us to parent the way we parent, because we were parented with principles and with principle, not always sugarcoating. When you did wrong, you got it, you were corrected. I'm not I have a way of correcting. I don't correct in a violent way. We were corrected, we were given principles, we were raised to have respect, we were raised to grow up to be responsible people. So who I am and the way I raise children is not from me, it's from the woman who raised me. So again, I owe that to her.
Okay, we're talking about children. There's one who is always around me and he's asking me a question. 1 minute.
Yes, go ahead. Go ahead.
No. He's trying to come and blackmail me now, distract me. Sorry, I'm busy and I'm not going to do that. I have grounded him, kind of taking his phone for, I said 7 days, and I decided to reduce 2 days, and he's already coming to negotiate this very today that I took it. You see, in our days, where do you even have the heart to go and even try to negotiate if they're even punishing you for any reason? You disappear completely. and you avoid to be seen again, lest they add that punishment,
That's right.
Okay, grandson, we have started in a very light way. We have done the icebreaker. You taught me how to do icebreaker at this conference in Vienna. Look, there's so much we can talk about, but I just want you to introduce yourself kind of formally, and then we'll start.
So it's always tough to introduce myself. So I am Ankweta Beatrice Achaleke. I am a proud, very proud mom of 2 incredible kids who are now young adults. I am a woman who is never satisfied with being comfortable. I always need a space of discomfort so that I can grow. And so I was born in Cameroon. I left Cameroon when I was turning 25. I spent 20 years in Austria where I did a lot of work. And 2015, shit happened. And so I wrote a book, did a TED Talk, packed my 2 suitcases, left my kids behind, and moved to South Africa. And that's something that you had done before. It's like it runs in our blood. So, and 7 years in South Africa, I started my own publishing company. I wrote 15 books in less than 6 years. 15 are approved for schools in South Africa. I have 15 ebooks. No, I wrote 25 books. That's right, 15 ebooks. And in 6 years, in 1 year, I was able to coach 15 kids, and 8 adults to write and have their own books published. They are all award winners. And after 7 years, I got tired of South Africa and I packed my 2 suitcases again. That was 1.5 months ago. And here I am in Sao Tome, starting all over again. because starting all over is what I do best. That's what I love because it gives me the chance to discover a certain aspect of me that I may not discover if I stay in one space. So that is me in a nutshell.
Respect. You know, I have a mini me, and people ask me, Mark, where do you get all of this energy from? I'm telling them, it runs in the blood. Start this grandma like this, my mom. You, it's like we all take it and go in all kinds of direction, but you in particular, no meal. I mean, when man pass, you carry it back. That's what we say in pidgin. So I carry your back, and you know very well I carry it physically, spiritually, emotionally. See, if I have to stand up and fight for you, I'll stand up and fight for you. One person in my family, like I stopped fighting in primary school, but I can still fight for you. Oh my goodness.
Thank you.
What an inspiration.
Don't fight. Don't fight.
Okay, well,
Just
you
be.
say so.
Don't fight. At
Okay, I
certain
will
point,
just
when
talk
you
a
become a
little bit
parent,
and stay quiet. Yes.
yes, when you become a parent, you can correct, but you don't fight. Just drop it there. Sometimes the best way to fight when you're a parent is just the quietness or asking the why. Don't preach. Don't tell people what to do. Just ask the why. Let them explain why they did it, and you try to understand first before you want them to understand you. So that's a parenting principle that I practice and which has been very rewarding because I've never raised a hand on my two kids. Never ever. Before I moved to my mother who raised me, I was with my dad and my mom, and my dad could beat the hell out of you. You could, and so I told myself that when I have children, the one thing that I will never ever do is raise my hand or raise my voice. But my kids still know when they've crossed the line. I just have a way of making them understand. And one of
That
the
you have
ways
looked.
is like when I say, I'm going to my room right now, don't knock at my door. It doesn't matter what happens. If the world is crumbling down, don't knock on my door. When I say that I go in my room and I lock the door and I make sure that I come out of the room after 10 or 15 minutes. And when I come out, I'm calm. I don't say anything. I don't talk about the incidents. I don't ask my children to apologize because I want them to do it consciously when they feel like. So that's for me the kind of parenting, the kind of principles that I instill in them, and they come from the place that I come from. So I just kind of develop them in another way to say this is the kind of parent that I want to be. And again, when you leave kids behind at 12, and in 2017 you're struggling to send them 10 euros for pocket money, and then in 2022 she has passed three major exams, she has a job, she's traveling around, she makes a driver's license, something that I don't have, she buys a car. I mean, even if a child who is suffering from diabetes at a critical time in their life, and now he's running around doing his things, and you just know that you did it your way right. You did it your way right because they learn independence. So the African Parenting Day, I was
That's what I
actually
wanted to ask.
inspired by these
Yeah.
kids. She told me when some of the things that she went through. She's 19. She visits me whenever she wants, and now she pays her ticket. It's not on me, and it's the independence that they learned. And our grandma wasn't the pay, right? So the grandma, you're carrying her right
Grandma.
there, and you're carrying
Vicky
her right
herself
there.
is our grandma. Wow.
Yeah, so she's the great grandma,
Great
and
grandma. Okay.
when she said to me, I don't put them on social media, but she said to me, you should start sharing because we're doing so well, and that has to do with your parenting principles. You can share, and so this month makes it 7 years that I left Austria for that I left Europe back to the continent that I call home. And so I decided to share the mini information. And she just said, like, my friends in Austria, they asked me, like, is your mom normal? How does she give you so much liberty? And how is it that you're so responsible? You are so organized, you're so this. And so she said, how about you organize a parenting day and just get parents to share about how the parents, maybe it inspires someone. So this is the origin of the African Parenting Day. It came from BC,
Wow.
and here
Vicky
we
is
are.
always, and she has been origin for several of your projects, eh? I remember, right?
Yes,
From
she's the big
childhood.
boss. She is the big
Yeah,
boss. You call me
that's the
boss, and
word.
she's the big boss. So whatever I do, even the book, the Africa for Smart Kids book series that I started, it was
Yes, yes,
on
yes. I
her.
remember her
She
questions.
got me on that, and she always reminds me that she's the boss. She reminds me every now and then.
Yeah,
So
we let Vicky run the show, no problem. We are learning. We know there's never an age
yeah.
to stop learning. And I think that is why you keep getting up and going, because you think that there's something new to learn and you're never done learning. That's beautiful. I really respect you,
And
grandson.
not
I
just that,
do.
not just that. When you're a parent, you have a responsibility to parent children in a way that will make them become independent. Just like we became independent, we were parented the way we were parented. It made us independent. We make our mistakes, we own them, we stand up and we run. We have resilience and tenacity. So when you're parenting children, you got to know that you're parenting future parents. You got to know that you're parenting future citizens.
Oh, oh,
You
oh,
got
oh,
to
oh,
know
oh,
that you're
wow.
parenting
Future parents. Yeah.
you got to know that you're parenting future leaders. You don't know where they will land. And you got to parent by examples from the perspective that when you are not there. So, this is the principle that I tell them: I love you passionately, I am committed to you, but I'm not attached to you. Don't get too attached to me to the extent where
Oh,
you can't be without me. Okay?
oh.
So I can leave them behind and then know that wherever I am, irrespective of the distance, I love them. Let me tell you, Grace, last week, for just to give you an example, she was not feeling well, and she is in the same house with her dad, and she calls me, and that's how we do it. She will call me and said, "Mom, I'm not feeling well." She gets me on the phone, and I drop everything. I was with her online from 8 a.m. until 10 p.m. in the evening. She would turn around and sleep and say, "Mom, are you still there?" I said, "I'm still here." So, and I had to get her dad and say, "Go to the pharmacy, go cook her breakfast, cook her this food, cook her that, do that." And he was just executing. And at 10 o'clock, she said to me, "Mom, I'm feeling better. Now I can let you go." So there are moments when their
Oh.
dad are in the same house, but the dad would call me. They are in the same country. He would call me to say, "Do you know where they are? They haven't come home." But I always know at any one moment. It's because we have that trust relationship. Because I told them,
Mm.
"You got to be responsible for your life. You do your thing, you do whatever it is that you want, you need to do. You make your mistakes. And if you fall, I catch you without judgment." There's a word that I never use, the word "I told you." I don't use that. When you fall, I am here to catch you. But I want you to make your own mistakes and make your own decisions and make everything that you need to do. Because if I'm not here today, who will teach you that? So the mistake that most of us parents make is that we babysit children right up to a certain age, and then we expect them at a certain time to be independent enough to make their own decisions, to leave home, to get to have good relationships, to parent and to live their lives. But we've never taught them. Where would they learn? And when you're comfortable, you don't learn. Learning comes from a place of discomfort. So I parent my children to say, "Go make your mistakes, and when you fall, I catch you. But I need you to fall for me to catch you. If you don't fall, that's wonderful. But should you ever fall, I will catch you, and I will not judge you for whatever it is." So for me, that those are some of the principles that they keep reminding me make them who they are today. So I was
So
speaking to myself, and I was regretting the fact that I haven't been there for all the milestones like graduations and when you get your first girlfriend, you bring her home. Even though we never dare to bring a boyfriend or a girlfriend home, if you
ah!
see me into trouble. And I'll tell you one thing. I'll tell you one anecdote. So when I was going to Bodongo, the first year that I was going to Bodongo, I know Mama called Grandma in the house Dido. And Grandma took me to the backside. There was that mango tree that grew from the neighbor's house. And when Grandma was about to tell you something that it's between the two of, she takes you to the hiding place. So we went to the backyard, and she pulled my 2 ears and said, "Listen to what I'm about to tell you. It's very important. So you see, your mom is going to spend a lot of money to send you to that white man's school. It costs a lot of money." I said, "Yes, Grandma." She said, "If you know that you're going to like boys or men, you come with me to the village. I'll get you a husband right away. But if you say you are going to go to school, then you should promise me never to look at a boy. Anyway, if you promise and you break the promise, I know, because if you look at a boy, you fall pregnant and you come home with pregnancy. And so this was me. This was me in Bojongo, 2 years of Bojongo, running away from boys. I don't even want to sit next to the boy. And one day in the school, this girl was playing it was sports time, and Aya was playing. She was very naughty. And then Bello was another very tall, handsome, I can say that now because I'm a grown up. You said that in front of mommy, she would have beaten the hell out of me. but Bello, but Bello was a very handsome guy from Marwa, I don't know, from the north. And so he fell down on the ground and was rolling about on the grass. And I was like, please, ho Aya, she's going to get pregnant. She'll get pregnant, please, please. And everyone got the secret. And all the boys, they came jumping on me on that playing ground. They said, you're going to be 10 times pregnant. You'll be pregnant for the rest of your life. And so this was a terrible thing in that body.
Oh, we can talk over and over and non-stop.
So that just brings us back to, kind of when you know where you're coming from, you find your own ways to parent. You learn from the things that were said to you, how you were parented, and some of them, that when you look back, it's so funny. But I love Grandma for that. And when I tell you see that story, she's always saying, Mama, can you tell me that story with Grandma and the boys in school?
Grandma and
so
the boys.
I decided to tell them, I was talking from the heartbreak, and to tell them that I will let them have their relationships open. We talk about relationships early in life, as soon as they were 6, 7. And so you know what it is before you get into it. And so when I say I wasn't there for the first heartbreak and when they brought the first girlfriend at home, and Norman would turn around, my 21 years would turn around and say, Mom, you parented us to be independent. You were the one. You said we should be responsible. We should take our own decisions. So look at what you're doing there. You're doing your thing. You're doing what you like. And so we learn how to do what we like. We do because we see you do. You don't preach what you don't do. So that's kind of the parenting principle. And during the African Parenting Day, I'm hoping that we will share the joys of parenting. We will share the challenges. We will share the visions. We will share the practices that are working for us, the lessons that we've learned, but also our fears. Because parenting an African child it's so incredibly challenging. Whether it
especially
is in the diaspora or on the continent.
well, probably more in the diaspora. That's what I think.
Yeah, so you know the perception that the world has about us, Africans, and that the thing that we don't have, we're not good enough, or all of that, and some of us believe in that. And so the way they look at you, that's what is the result of the racism, the discrimination, the police profiling, the killing of Africans on open street without anyone, without any consequences. So parenting an African child on the continent has its own challenges. Parenting an African child in the diaspora does have its own as well. And parenting biracial children, parenting in a single home, a single household, is equally has its own challenges. Parenting boys had its own challenges that are different from the way we parent girls.
Tell me about it. Tell me.
And tell me parenting growing out, coming out of the pandemic, it's a whole complete dynamic. And then those who have adopted children, when you are parenting adopted kids, and again, if you're doing this in a mixed family, it's just another world of its own. So these are some of the different dynamics and the different phases of parenting an African child in the 21st century, which is going to be at the core of the conversation that we'll be having on.
No, that is going to be all day.
Parenting Day. Yes, we start at 9 a.m. and we end at 9 p.m. with a celebration of the parents. 9 p.m. That is South African time. That is GMT plus 2. 9 a.m. GMT plus 2. If you can calculate from there, that should be 1 hour behind as Central African time. And for those who are out of Africa, that's the GMT plus 2 or South African time. Right now, it's 19:30 in Sao Tome. It's 9:30 in South Africa, and it should be 8:30 in Cameroon, I guess.
No,
So
not 8:30.
oh,
18:30.
oh, okay. So I'm not going to do the time. It's going to be
Yeah.
9 a.m. South African time, which is the same as GMT plus 2.
Okay,
And we're
GMT
going to
plus
run,
2. That is it.
right.
So everybody can calculate GMT plus 2. What
That's
time
right.
would it be in my country or stuff like that? And what
That's
kind of
right.
speakers are we going to have? Is it because
We,
sometimes we
we
think
have
parenting is just for mothers and mothers' job and fathers and stuff, but
we have a very mixed panel. It's very global. We have speakers from the US, we have speakers from Europe, we have speakers from different African countries. They are men and women. They are all
okay.
in different kinds of parenting. Some of them are not just parents, but they are practitioners, meaning that they're working with youths. Some are civil servants. We have someone who just joined from Benin today who is a civil servant, and he is the co-founder of the School of Parents in Benin. I did not know that there is something like the School of Parents, in Benin. So
Wow,
we
wow.
are going to have a whole lot of people who will bring a lot of different dimensions of parenting um, to the table. One thing that I want to assure participants is that we are in a safe space. We are not live streaming because I needed us to be in a safe space because we'll be saying some sensitive things that just need to be amongst us parents,
Oh, that's
parenting
why people
African
have
children.
to register, right?
Sessions. Each session lasts for 5 minutes. Each session lasts for 45 minutes, and each session has between 2 and 3 speakers. Some speakers will be speaking on more than just one session, depending on their experiences or their practice. And after 45 minutes, we will be wrapping up each session. Towards the end, we have a session that is focused on best practice and resources. Parenting require resources in terms of the books that we read, in terms of the contents, the programs, and all of that. There's some people who have resources, some who have programs and centers that are running incredibly good. So we will that session is just to present the resources that are out there. And then there is a last but one session, which is about the way forward. Do we, if, to identify people who want to work on common projects like, do we do this every now and then? Do we set up specific groups to deal with specific aspects of the parenting? Do we write a manual where different people contribute and we publish it, about the parenting the African way? And so all of this will be open and we will see who wants to join. Do we want to do this every 3 months, every half a year, or every year? What are the resources that we need? Who else should we bring on board? So all of that is what we're going to be discussing about. And then I hope that we will come out with a way forward that would allow us to continue the conversation so we can keep sharing experiences and expertises.
You will do what you do best, organizing events and all of that. You taught me all of those things. So me, I'm just trying. But frankly speaking, anybody watching me today, all my tribe, I'm going to tell them this is where I learned, frankly speaking. Because well, mama was busy and everything. You were the one who was really like my own mother. So I really just want to give you your flowers now. I'm not going to write
No,
any
Mama was
eulogy.
always there. Even when Mama was busy, she was driving the car from the background. Mama was
Yes,
always in the driver's seat.
Mama
So
was
I
driver seat,
operated
and then
on
I
Mama's
could look up to
instructions.
you. I could look up to you, knowing that you were more obedient. Let me be honest. So you could just do whatever Mama is saying and stuff. Me, I was all over the place. So you could tell me to sit down, and I will sit down in a
Oh
much
yes,
more,
oh
yeah.
yes.
So
I
so
knew I
you
knew how to handle you. I knew how to
and you've
handle you.
always known. I remember one time when I was going through stuff and Mama called you and said, talk to her. And you talked to me and I was listening, even if I don't know what I did, but I did listen to you. So, frankly speaking, I must thank you. And then I want to ask you, is there going to be something to help the parents to know how to parent themselves? Remember, some of us parents are still children. We have those little children in us. We have our issues and everything. And sometimes our children nerve us because they kind of bring up something in us that had not been addressed, for example. And we like you do, you take time off, you go into your room. I also do that. There was a time when the boys held a meeting. I said, Mama, you go into your room a lot, because I can't. So I'll just say, time out, I'm going to my room. Instead of saying go to your room, I go to my room. And so I think that parents need to, African parents in particular, we've been used to thinking we have to be helicopter parents, but we need to spend more time, take care of ourselves, maybe hang out with each other more, and just be talking about our things other than just talking only about the children, stuff like that. I think you say it best when you put yourself first.
Yes, the thing is, when we need to parent by example, and that's some of the things that we'll be discussing. I'm thinking that there will be a where we not focus on parenting, but rather on parenting themselves. If you see on the program, there is one session that is called reverse parenting. And that session is where we're bringing in the kids to tell us, parent, what is it that we're doing right and what we're doing wrong.
Okay.
I have worked with kids, and I know that kids have a way of telling me, chillax. There are moments when Atabong and Gracie just say, hey, mom, relax. Go out, take a walk, go do something for yourself, chillax.
Come on.
Sometimes parents feel bad. Parents feel bad when they've put themselves first. But the truth is that when you put yourself first, you teach your children how to put themselves first. Because when they go out into the world, they will face people in the office that will want to exploit them. They will face people out there in the world, in their own relationships. And they will become parents who don't know how to put themselves first. And then a vicious circle starts because you put the blame on the children. You say, had it not been for the kids, I would have done this because of the children. And that's the trauma that we put on the children unconsciously. And so it falls on them. They will put the responsibility on them, and tomorrow they put on their children. And then we end up with a vicious circle of generational trauma. So when we learn to put ourselves first, there's no guilt. There's no guilt. When we do and we do well, our children look up to us to what we do, not what we ask them to do. They pick up what we do. So when I packed my 2 suitcases and left them behind and left, the conditions were terrible. Most of my friends said I was insane. They thought like, what kind of a mother are you? And all of that. I had spoken with my kids. We had a conversation, a transparent one, and they had allowed me to leave. And so I left, and I knew that they would be fine. So let me give you an example. Atabong he had challenges with weight, and he had just been diagnosed with diabetes type 1. And I used to beg him to go out for 10 minutes for a walk. He said, should I? Must I? Why should I? He would turn around the block and come back and say, are you happy? Today, he's a certified fitness trainer.
Oh my goodness. When I saw that, I was like, oh, I need to visit.
And all of that. Again, Matt, sometimes we want to take credit for for our children's well-being. When I left them, they take credit for whoever they are right now. I can't claim. And that sets them up for life. It gives them confidence. It gives them assertiveness. It gives them it puts them in a position to allow their own children or other people to do their own thing. We don't always have to claim copyright for who our children turn out to be. No, we don't always have to. So let them claim copyright for who they are because they did it. So I can't claim for Atabok. Last week, he entered for an entry exam to a medical school. Why? Because he wants to become a medical doctor, to do that, to learn about, to help people with diseases and especially diabetes. He knows how to deal with his diabetes that more than I will ever know. He manages it. He knows how to check his meals and all of that. I had too much baggage to be able to help him. And if I had stayed with him, I would not have been a good mom at all. I would be bullying people around and I don't know what. So me leaving each person the space to grow in their own way. So we grow individually as a collective. And today, everyone, they're proud of me for writing the books, for going to places that allow them to travel and see different places. I'm proud of them for the progress that they're making and how they're growing. And so we are happy in the spaces that we are. And had we stuck together, we will be blaming each other. And Gracie has a way of putting it.
That's what matters.
And Gracie says, Mom, when I say She says, if you were here, I don't even know whether you and I will be talking because you'll be busy trying to police me, check my steps and all of that. So with you going, it told me that you trust me, that I will deal with my life. And so I had to let you know that you did right. You trust. I needed to confirm your trust in me. Okay. So and so it's just that way. And I think we parents will need to step back and give the children space to do their thing and just be ready to catch them if they fall. Catch them without
Yeah.
judgment. That's what they need.
I mean, we can talk on and on, but the basic has been said. The event is going to be surreal because I've never attended such an event before. And it is actually a moment also like you're taking a day off from all the hassles and the whatever. I would be online. I will attend that event that Saturday, like until I want to eat and sleep or something. But if not, that's my day off, just to be in the company of other parents and just chill, and well, I've also done the same thing, so I was away for 4 years. So they're all independent boys and they can cook and all of those things. And yeah, we are cool. So I understand when you say that when if you hadn't left them, that giving them that space, it might not have been what it is today. So that's also another way to look at it. So it's going to be a very interesting program. And I want to encourage everyone to register. It's free, right? I kept saying it's free. I just want to be
It's
sure.
free.
Okay, it's free.
Registration is
Just
free.
have some data.
But please only register when you know you will attend. We don't want people absentees registering. Don't take up space. The platform that we're in only accept limited number of registrations.
Oh, wow. Let me be sure I've even registered. I might be running my mouth. I've not even registered. So do I have to register?
You have to register. Please go register. You have your not already in, but to be on the go still register.
I will go and register now. Can you imagine? Anyway, so I want to go and cook, fix dinner today because it's my turn to do that. But I wanted us to have this conversation. I told you were priority. Food can wait and sports can be done tomorrow. I just want to thank you, and I want to ask you if you have any last word. Say, share, and
Yes. I want to thank you for taking the initiative to take this event to your circle, to your network. I hope that people take the opportunity that you give them to register, to come listen to these conversations and share. And of course, even though we don't have the woman who raised us on this event, she is the foundation of the event. And I know why. I don't want to bring her on now. I know when I will bring her on. It's going to be in celebration of her, in celebration of her parenting principles. And I'm happy that the two of us are going to be there, at least the two of us. Maybe some other family members will join. But I'm happy that we can spread the spirit of the parenting principles that we got on the parenting day. And I'm looking forward to having more people join, and that would not only have that day, but that we can set a pace, come up with a resolution that allows us to continue to share, because parenting is an everyday job. It doesn't have it doesn't have an expiry date. You parent until when you leave this planet. So there you are sitting in Mama's house. So in some way, she's still parenting you right there, even though you're sitting on her laptop and doing your conference.
Of course.
So it's
and I'm enjoying it. And I'm enjoying being a child all over again. And I tell these boys, go and look for your own mother. Me, I'm going to look for my own mother.
So you must turn around and parent Mama as well, because parenting is a two-way thing. When we grow up, we have to parent our children, parent ourselves, and parent our parents.
Oh, okay. I thank you for that. And
parent our parents in a respectable way.
Okay. I did make sure I wear grandma, because grandma was the beginning of everything for us, for both of us. I didn't know great grandma. I knew only grandma. So I had to make sure that she is part of this conversation. And she's definitely smiling like these children. So thank you so much, grand sir. Let me go and cook my beans, and then maybe I'm going to visit you in that South Tome finally. The pictures I see about the place and all of those things, we'll see how it goes. In the meantime, let's keep doing what we are doing in our respective corners. And I'm going to just keep sharing and sharing and sharing. But I know that those who will attend this event are going to leave so filled up. And so I want to thank you very much. We thank each other. I know that. And thank all those who are going to watch and everything. And well, Ubuntu, that's what you say. It's Globuntu. Sorry, Globuntu. What does Globuntu mean, Gasser?
It's a concept that I developed. It's a personal growth training concept. It comes from, inspired from the African philosophy of Ubuntu, which is very much at home in many African countries. In South Africa, it's called Ubuntu. In Cameroon, it's called Bato. It's a philosophy that is so simple. It says, I am the person that I am because of you, because of the fact that I have you in my life. So Globuntu is there. I developed a concept from there that comes in three training levels. One is I am. It allows you to get to know you in all the diverse identities that you have, beyond your occurrence and beyond the physical, the visible identity traits that you have. It allows you to build a relationship with yourself so that you can be conscientious and a conscientious and intentional human being in everything that you do.
Yeah.
Level two is we are. It allows you to go from the perspective of knowing how diverse you are to build relationship with other people whom you know are equally as diverse as you are. So in the surface, if for example, I know that if you and I can connect from the level of that we are sisters, we may connect from the level of that we are mothers, or that we are Africans, or it just gives you the different layers through which you can connect. And the third module is I am because you are, is the level that gives you 20 principles that allowed you to build mutually beneficial relationships. Quite often when you know that when you go through life trying to think that relationships are a one-way traffic, at one time it catches you. But when you learn how to build mutually beneficial relationships and to add value in someone's space when you get there, instead of trying to get what you can get out of there first, it allows you have sustainable relationship, and it is more rewarding. So the Globuntu concept, I call it the Globuntu mind shift. It's a concept that allows you to shift your mind to the point where you become a very mindful human being, and who builds mutually, who knows how to build and manage mutually beneficial relationships, whether in business, in private, in your family, in your parenting principles, or whatever. So that's
and the third one. There is I, there is we, and
the third one is I am because you are.
Oh, okay. Well, on that note, I am because you are. And we are because she is or she was, and all of that. It makes it global now. Thank you so much, Grandson. Right. Let me go and cook my food.
You are welcome.
Bye.
Thank you too.